Welcome back. Thanks so much for your love and support. We got so many responses from you and loved it all.
Yes.
So we wanted to speak to some topics that you asked us to talk about.
Bring the questions. Keep giving us questions, for sure. So one question we got a lot of is from people who are relatives or friends or family who wanted to know, what could they do to help? What are some great ideas, tips, tricks?
Totally. We know what not to do.
We know exactly what not to do. We could make a whole show on that. But to answer the one question that came out, it's actually very apropos timing. On June 20th, I am finally going to receive a single radical mastectomy, which when I was diagnosed, I was told there would never be surgeries for me. I was too ill. So I'm taking it as a good thing.
Yeah.
It is very quick to happen, so I'm trying to get all my ducks in a line. So the question of what can you do for someone when they're diagnosed with cancer or about to have surgery?
Because you're not going to be able to drive.
Yeah, I didn't know this. So for 2 weeks I will not be able to drive. So my minivan is going to be parked, which I don't think has ever happened since maybe before I owned it. So there's all these little things for surgery that I'm learning or thinking ahead of. So for me, obviously meals are fantastic, family-friendly meals, so that I can just pop it into the oven, warm it, or if it comes warm, amazing. Also, if you're gonna drop off a meal for someone, I just remembered this.
Yeah.
It's really nice if you're dropping off a meal warm, if it has the plates there and maybe the dessert, everything all contained, so I don't have to remember whose dish it is.
Yeah.
Because my mind is not going to be there. So if it's all like throwaway stuff, easy peasy, another thing. But hey, I'm happy to wash your dish and give it back. Don't get me wrong there.
And not necessarily come for a visit. It's kind of nice sometimes when people are like, hey, I made you dinner, can I drop it off?
Yes, or you get a text, check your door, I just left you dinner.
Yes.
Or there's granola bars made for the kids, or muffins for tomorrow morning because I know they've got school in the morning. Those sort of things are, you know, easy peasy, just little ways to make your life easier. Also a great thing for somebody who's just been diagnosed and will be going to a hospital a lot. Let's say they have 5 weeks of radiation, which is every day. Parking! Oh. So how to do this, because it's crass, people still feel to give somebody cash. There are prepaid Visa cards that you can get, and I think MasterCard as well, when you're checking out of your grocery store, Fortino's, Loblaws, any of those big chains, Costco. So you can pick that up, and that $25 gift card for say, but it's a Visa card, you can pay for parking
for one day
for one visit. Also, you know, maybe you don't have any cash and you really want a hot coffee or hot tea. It's another thing where Timmy's gift card is fantastic. So things like that are just going to make somebody's life a little bit easier.
And it doesn't have to be crazy in terms of the amount. Just the little things.
$5 Tim cards. Yeah. $5 Tim cards, sweet. I have a muffin and a coffee while I'm waiting between blood work and oncology now. Again, don't ask me what to do, just kind of show up and do it, or send me a text, oh, there's dinner on your front porch, enjoy. Or
don't say, what do you want?
Yeah.
Or, can I do something? And
I'm taking the kids to Bronte Park, which is a provincial park. Can I grab your kids?
Yeah.
Leave the booster seat or the car seat on your front step.
I thought you were going to say leave the booze.
Here's your payment, thank you for doing that. Things like that, like, oh, you know, we decided we were going to have a sleepover this weekend. Can your kids come sleep over? Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, and another question we got was finances. So sort of touched on that with the gift cards and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know, what have been some of your experiences with that, Krista?
So finances, it's a hard topic because you're on a limited income and you have priorities. Often you have a mortgage or you have student debt or you have something to pay for. And it feels like you're kind of lost in it all.
Yes. And there are a lot of extra costs with cancer that you don't know about. We just explained the parking, which most people will think as well. But there's a lot of prescriptions or vitamins that you need to start taking and things like that that are through your oncologist that aren't covered by OHIP. So there's a lot of hidden expenses. Or if you decide you want to be, you know, vegetarian, or if you want to be all organic, or if you want to try juicing and things like this. So these are added expenses that come out of cancer that you weren't expecting or anticipating, or childcare. There's another one. So there's a couple. You've used the Nanny Angel Network, and it's I believe 10 hours a month or 4 hours a week, something like that.
Up to 4 hours each week
that you get free nanny daycare, if you will call it, that comes to your home. So that's an amazing. So, you know, after school, if you have kids to pick up, or if you have an appointment.
By the way, I'm getting
we're
eaten
in
alive by mosquitoes.
Outside today. We're trying something different, so we're not waving at everyone at home. But hey, things like that, financially, if you needed a nanny or a babysitter or anything like that, that's a hit that you weren't expecting.
Yes. Absolutely. Wellspring might be in your area. They offer financial advice, and so there's that.
I think there's an online program as well that you can take with them for financial money matters. Money matters. That's what it is. So that's a definitely great one, and it also helps you navigate taxes. Taxes are going to be a whole new world. Write-offs, not write-offs. So.
You had a great idea in terms of taxes. So you have one credit card that you use for all of your hospital or medical expenses.
Anything that has to do with medicine.
Because holy receipts everywhere. I can't keep track of that.
Yes, like your parking stub and, you know, oh, I needed lunch, so I had to go to, you know, the food court there at the hospital.
There's a mosquito right
there. There you go. He has no idea, that mosquito, what he just ingested.
Yes. Cancer blood.
Yeah. So what I've taken is my one Visa card, and I strictly use that Visa card for everything from filling up my gas tank to taking a GO train, parking passes, vitamin supplements, naturopath visits, clothes. That's the other thing. Since I'm about to have a mastectomy, apparently there's some clothing issues that I'm going to have. Not just bras. Obviously, that's something else that's not covered for, and those are even more expensive than Victoria's Secret, I'm told. So that's going to be fun. But after my surgery, because of my bandages and the tubes and the drains I'll have out of me, I need to buy button-up shirts. Most people could use their husband. My husband and I are completely different sizes. That will not work. So again, there's an added expense I didn't know I was going to have. And the other thing I was just thinking about, wigs, things like this. Everybody doesn't know that wigs are about $500 usually.
Oh, at least,
and they can go way, way up.
It's like $1,000 for a real
human hair and things like that. You will get some back if you have private insurance and stuff, but if you don't have private insurance, that's straight out of pocket.
Yeah. And there's some wig shops. So the Canadian Cancer Society has wig stores. There might be areas in your area that once people are done with their wigs, they often donate them.
And your hospital as well. So if you're meeting with a social worker, usually each major hospital will have a little room, if you will, and wigs have been donated. Yes, there's lots of ins and outs of cancer, and as Christa and I have said many times, we're just moms. This is what you expect when you're not expecting cancer. And we're trying to make your road a little bit easier, or someone in your life a little bit easier, because just concentrate on getting well if you're the patient, or if you're the spouse or the partner or the best friend. Just concentrate on that person who has cancer, their well-being.
Yeah,
making
and the
it
spouse
easier.
Too.
Yeah,
it's
making
hard.
life easy.
The spouse doesn't always get
the support
that they need, or the loved one doesn't have to necessarily be a spouse, but the loved one, their needs often come second. But
they need to talk. They need to talk as well, and there are groups for husbands and spouses and caregivers, again through Wellsprings, and sometimes your hospital social worker will be able to navigate some of these things for you and know what's in your actual area of hospital and such.
And as a loved one or a supporter, it's okay to not be okay. And
you don't have to be the rock.
Yeah, you don't have to be the rock all the time. And
we want you real. We want to know that you're feeling that this is awful as well.
Yeah, you matter.
You are. And self-care is important. So as the cancer patient, it's okay if you want to take that nap. It's okay if you say no to going out with friends for dinner, or, you know, having
even at the last second.
At the last second, you were supposed to have all the in-laws over for a barbecue. It's a beautiful weekend, and you just say, I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me, and that's okay. That is caring for yourself and letting yourself heal or
and that's unconditional love, when the loved one's like, you know, it sucks, I was looking forward to seeing you, but I get it.
Yeah, or be like, no worries, we're still going to drop off the food, or hey, why can't we swing by and pick up the kids, you know, like there's always a chance that something, when you're honest with yourself and the people around you and say, no, I can't do it, or I need a break, not only the burden of actually admitting it and saying it and putting it out in the world, the actual relief when everybody else is like, great, what can we do for you? You're like, why didn't I say it earlier?
Why did I put you on
Why didn't I ask for the help?
Yeah.
Please keep the questions coming.
Yes.
If we don't have the answers, we always try and send a link or, suggest Canadian Cancer Society. Again, I am not a doctor.
I am, but not a medical doctor.
That's true. You do have a doctorate. Lots of schooling here, but not for oncology. We're just here to try and help everybody make this, again, as I always say, the cliche, lemonade out of these lemons.
Yeah, bring the tequila.
Yes, please. Thank you for all your support, and please keep sharing and sending us all your ideas, suggestions, and questions.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.